Hey there, folks. This is Coach Rich, Endurance Nation. These are my tips for Ironman Arizona. I've been at the race every year since it started in 2005. In '08 or so, they moved it from April to November. And most importantly, I've done motorcycle support on the race for the last 5 years. So I've had a very up close and personal um, platform on which to view the bike and the run, which is to say, I've seen, you know, 2,800 athletes on the bicycle course, and I've been right there with them as I've watched their race change on the bike. Then I've seen the expressions of that change express themselves on the run. Okay, so here are some quick tips on Ironman Arizona. Um, the swim is relatively risk-free, meaning it's in Tempe Town Lake. It's a wave. It's a seated start. Long way out, long way back. The most challenging part of the swim is getting out of the water. If you can imagine that they sink bleachers into the edge of the water, and so it's a pretty steep climb getting out, and you'll have volunteers pulling you out. Okay, but the rub on the Ironman Arizona course is the bike course. This is how Ironman Arizona plays itself out. Okay. After 9 miles of admin through town, you make a left on the B line. The B line is 9 miles out and 9 miles back. On the way out, it's about a 2% grade all the way out. Okay, because that's happening inside the first hour of the bike course, everyone's riding too hard. Okay, so internally, it feels like you're riding easy. Your heart rate says that you're riding easy, but if we put a power meter on your bike, you are not riding easy. Okay, at the same time, everyone else around you is doing the same thing. They're riding too hard, so you're getting a lot of external feedback that you should be riding harder than you should. Okay, you flip it at the B line, you come back. Now it's a net downhill all the way back. A lot of people come off the gas on this and they give up a lot of speed. You flip it again, you come back out. So on the second and the third loops, well, first of all, if you've screwed up your Ironman bike pacing, you typically won't feel it until around mile 70. You'll definitely feel it about mile 80. And the nature of Ironman Arizona is that the winds pick up across the day. Okay, so what I've seen thousands of times on the bike course as I'm riding a motorcycle doing the course marshal thing is bike pacing errors early on the bike expressing themselves as bike position errors later in the bike as the winds pick up, meaning athletes are in the hood, sitting up into a headwind, into a crosswind. They're tired, their back is shot, and they're giving up lots and lots of speed. Okay, so be aware that the winds will pick up across the day. It could be headwind, crosswind, tailwind. There will be winds, and that you need to be riding easy, certainly on the first trip up the B line. Okay, easy. You should be having lots of people pass you. You're basically riding at a I can go all day effort on that first trip up the B line. Then dial it up a little bit on the way down and the way back up on the second and third laps. Okay, but ignore everyone around you. Make sure that you're being passed by a lot of people on that first trip up the B line. Okay, and then your goal on the Ironman Arizona bike course is to hydrate and fuel yourself such that you pee at least twice on the bike. Okay, you want to, and make sure that you're finishing all of your nutrition and hydration as you're riding back into town at the end of your third lap on the B line. Okay, the Ironman Arizona run has lots of turns, lots of twists. I've always had a hard time figuring out where this run course goes. Okay, so but your most dangerous part of any Ironman run is the first 6 to 8 miles of the run. This is the only part of the run during which you're able to run too fast, or you are in control of your pacing. Meaning, you can choose to run too quickly in the first 8 miles, but after that first 8 miles, your Ironman run pace is typically just what it is, and it gets harder and harder to maintain that pace. At the same time, when you start your Ironman run, there will be lots of disconnects. It's going to feel like you're running easy. Your heart rate says it's easy, but the pace says it's not easy. The satellites are not wrong. This is, yes, indeed, this is the first time that you've seen 8-minute miles on a long run, and no, there is no magic taper pixie dust. You did not suddenly earn the right to be running much faster than you've ever run on your long runs. Shut up, back it down, ignore the people around you. I want you jogging. Jog, easy jog. Hey, we're going to go for an easy jog. Whatever that heart rate and pace is, when I say easy jog, that's what you're going to give me for the first 6 miles. Okay. Also, inside that first 6 miles, you're getting a head start on your nutrition and your hydration, because at the start of the run, this is your body's in the best place it's going to be on the run. So you have to leverage that as an opportunity to get a head start on your nutrition and hydration. Okay. After that first 6 miles, you might consider dialing that heart rate up to the average heart rate that you've seen on your long runs, or you might not. You might just back off and play defense. Okay. You're going to keep doing that, getting what you need, playing defense, not making anything happen until I have a cat. Come here. Everyone say hi to Finn. Say hi, Finn. You're going to keep getting what you need, playing defense past mile 18. If you've done so, we always talk about the line, which is mile 18. You're setting up the conditions for success on race day at mile 18, which we define as simply not slowing down. Okay, but when you step on mile 18, you're not stepping on the gas. You're not making things happen. You're going to pick a point beyond mile 18, typically around mile 20 or 22, where you push in your chips, you go all in, and you stop using heart rate as a governor and you use it as a whip, and you are going hard while you're pushing back against the race when the race is pushing really hard against you. Okay, so the fundamental characteristics of any Ironman run is you're not going hard while it's easy. You're going easy while it's easy, so that you can go hard while it's hard. And the expression on race day of you going hard when it gets hard is you simply don't slow down. You don't necessarily go any faster, but you're able to push back against the most difficult part of the run while everyone else around you, as a consequence of the pacing mistakes they made on the bike, the pacing mistakes they made in the early part of the run, they are slowing down dramatically in that last 6 to 8 miles. Okay, the way this plays out on the Ironman Arizona run course is there's lots of mojo on the transition side, on the town side of the lake, but it's pretty quiet, pretty empty on the other side of the lake. Very empty. So just with the exception of the A stations. Okay, so while it is 3 loops and you are coming back to that transition area, 3 times, when you're out on the other side of the lake, or when you run away from that transition area, it is very quiet. It is very lonely. Lots of times, to spend some quality time with yourself and your suffering self. So, but other than that, it's just a windy, twisty, go up, go down. I get lost when I go out on this run course. Okay, thanks, folks. Be sure to check us out at endurancenation.us. If you click on the resources tab, we have an Ironman Arizona 411 page, we call it, where we've parked lots of information about Ironman Arizona, and most importantly, we have a link to our 4 Keys talk, which is where either I or Patrick or both of us will deliver to you about a 60 to 90 minute talk on how to race every inch of the Ironman Arizona course. Thanks, folks. Bye.